Archangel Michael says, "Your silence was loud, your faith was pure, but someone played with your heart while smiling in another's arms. They kept your name in their prayers but held someone else in their arms in the dark. While you were on your knees asking heaven for signs, they were building a future that never had your name on it. You hoped, you trusted, and you believed with every part of your soul that they were the one. They knew you were loyal, and that's why they never feared the consequence of lying to your heart. You waited for messages that never came while their reality with someone else kept unfolding behind the curtain. The truth has begun to rise like a fire under water, it cannot be silenced anymore. Behind every compliment they gave you, was a guilt hiding the real truth they were living. And that truth was a relationship, one they nurtured secretly, while you were still fasting and dreaming for the day they'd choose you. Archangel Michael says, they wore your name on their lips, but not in their heart. You were praying for forever, but they were already living a present with someone else. Even their apologies were crafted to control your emotions, not reveal sincerity. Type Amen to get blessing 333. The path you walked was filled with patience, and yet, they filled it with deception. They visited you, laughed with you, even cried with you, but never truly belonged to you. You were giving your best to someone who was already taken in spirit. While you dreamed of rings, houses, and promises, they were making those dreams come true with another. They didn't just lie with words, they lied with time, attention, and emotion. They knew your devotion but still allowed another soul to replace you behind closed doors. Even when you felt something was off, you blamed your overthinking instead of their hidden truth. You thought maybe you were too emotional, too demanding, too insecure. But all along, your soul was sensing what your eyes weren't allowed to see. Type Amen to get blessing 447. Archangel Michael says, this pain you're feeling now is not just heartbreak, it's spiritual betrayal. Because while you connected with them through prayer, they connected with someone else through physical and emotional intimacy. You were sharing your deepest hopes, they were sharing beds. Even the times they went silent for days, they claimed to be busy, but the truth is, they were never alone. Your energy was sacred, but they poured it into a temporary vessel, never built to hold your love. Now the universe is not just revealing this, it is correcting it. A storm is coming, not to destroy you, but to remove what you were too loyal to let go of. Your tears were not wasted, they were counted. The hours you waited were not useless, they were preparing you for a truth only the brave can face. Type Amen to get blessing 529. They told someone else stories about you, but they only told you lies about them. They kept you nearby as a backup while building a life in the shadows with someone else. You were never confused, you were being misled. The hardest part is realizing they watched you cry and still continued. They saw your heart breaking in silence and still chose someone else in secret. They convinced you they needed space when they were really spending time with the one they chose behind your back. The promises they made were recycled, used on more than one person. Every "I miss you" had another name whispered in between. The flowers they gave you carried the same scent they gave someone else days before. Type Amen to get blessing 688. You never asked for too much, you were simply too much for someone who couldn't give anything real. You loved with purity, while they played with convenience. Their story with you was fiction, but your love for them was always truth. Archangel Michael says, this ending is not your punishment, it's your promotion. The tears that burned your cheeks are seeds for a better tomorrow. And the moment you stop begging for answers is the moment heaven begins whispering healing. Someone who once made you feel chosen will soon become a lesson of what you'll never accept again. Your heart was borrowed, not treasured. And now the divine has marked a new journey that doesn't include the lies. Let your silence be your justice. Let your peace be your power. Let your rise be louder than their betrayal. Type Amen to get blessing 777. They are starting to panic. Not because they miss you, but because their mask is cracking in front of the world. The same people they lied to about you are now seeing the truth. Their new relationship is collapsing under the weight of karma. Because what starts with deceit never ends with peace. The universe is not blind, it's just patient. You won't have to lift a finger for revenge. The same way they tricked you is the same way they are now being tricked. And the cycle they started is becoming their own prison. Type Amen to get blessing 924. You will hear things soon. Not rumors, but confirmations. Proof that you were never crazy, just too trusting. Archangel Michael says, you are not meant to suffer for someone else's comfort. They gave you crumbs while feeding others the meal you cooked with your love. But now, the table is turning in silence, and you're about to be served justice. There's someone watching you, someone who has seen how you held yourself with grace through it all. They are not here to play, they are here to build. Because your energy deserves loyalty, not lies. The one coming is not confused. They won't keep you waiting. They won't pretend to love you when someone else already has their heart. Type Amen to get blessing 1003. Their absence is no longer your heartbreak, it's your blessing. You were delivered from a web of manipulation that could have lasted for years. The delays you felt were protection. You are not meant to chase what's fleeing. You are meant to rise while they fall into the holes they dug with deception. They will remember you, not as someone weak, but as the one they should have kept when they had the chance. You don't need closure from them. Because their actions were the answer. And the door that just closed is not locked, it's sealed for your safety. Type Amen to get blessing 1122. Their new love is watching them grieve a loss they thought they were done with. They see your face in their silence. They hear your name in arguments that shouldn't even mention you. They tried to erase you, but the divine won't let them forget. Because they didn't just lose a lover, they lost a prayer warrior, a soul healer. You were more than love, you were light. Archangel Michael says, your tears carried the weight of truths you weren't ready to speak. But now, your healing will roar louder than your pain. You won't beg anymore, you'll glow. Someone new is ready to pick up the pieces they left behind. But this time, you won't hand your heart over easily. This time, You'll watch who stays when you have nothing to offer but truth. Type Amen to get blessing 1388. They were in a serious relationship while you were in serious prayer. But the heavens have taken note. And the shift in your life will now reflect the truth. They thought you were fragile. But now, your strength is shocking them. Because even broken hearts can become swords. Let them watch from afar. Let them wonder if they still have a chance. But you, beloved, must keep walking forward. Your light was never meant to be shared with someone hiding in shadows. Your value was never meant to be measured by someone who couldn't choose. You were never second. Type Amen to get blessing 1444. This heartbreak is not an ending, it's the fire that melts chains. You're not becoming bitter, you're becoming wise. You're not seeking revenge, you're walking into freedom. Their name will fade, but your healing will echo through generations. The divine is repaying you in peace, in love, in opportunities. Because you didn't break, you bloomed. Let them watch your glow from the distance they created. Let them speak your name in regret while you speak your truth in power. Because this story doesn't end with betrayal, it begins with your rise. Type Amen to get blessing 1555. They won't find another you, no matter how many people they entertain. They thought they could replace loyalty with lust, and truth with temptation. But you were rare, a soul that loves deeply, without conditions. Now, the universe is making it clear. You are no longer available for people who confuse possession with commitment. You are not an option, and you never were. The one who betrayed you is now facing sleepless nights, haunted by memories they tried to bury. They wanted attention, but now they crave your presence. And yet, they cannot access your energy anymore. Type Amen to get blessing 1666. Your future is being cleared of people who cannot match your vibration. This betrayal was the doorway to your divine realignment. What you thought was loss is actually a redirection. Archangel Michael says, you cried over someone who wasn't strong enough to love you the way you deserved. But now, the divine is preparing someone who won't even allow a shadow of doubt in your heart. This new chapter isn't about revenge, it's about restoration. Every sleepless night you suffered was recorded by the heavens. Every why that went unanswered will now bloom into divine favor. The person who left you for someone else is already feeling the emptiness you used to fill. Your silence is more powerful than any apology they could ever fake. Because you're no longer responding to old vibrations. You've outgrown what you once prayed for. Type Amen to get blessing 1777. You may feel like you were fooled, but in truth, you were protected. The divine exposed their real heart before they could damage yours beyond repair. You were delivered, even when you didn't realize you needed saving. They may post smiles, but behind those filters is frustration. Their peace has left because they used lies to build what can never stand. And as their world crumbles, yours is beginning to blossom. The tears that once felt like punishment are now proof of your emotional courage. You were never weak, you were just too real in a world full of masks. Now, the right people will be drawn to your authenticity. Archangel Michael says, you were never the one who lacked, you were the one they didn't deserve. That's why they chose comfort over growth, familiarity over faithfulness. But now, you're stepping into your season of becoming untouchable. Type Amen to get blessing 1999. They underestimated your healing. They thought you'd chase them forever. They thought their absence would break you. But instead, you're becoming the version of yourself that doesn't settle, doesn't wait, and doesn't beg. You are no longer trying to convince anyone to choose you. You've chosen yourself. And that's your greatest comeback. Their new relationship will never feel safe. Because it was built on the ashes of deceit. And no fire birthed from betrayal can ever bring warmth. You were genuine in a world of performers. They acted, you lived truth. And now, the truth is setting you free. Type Amen to get blessing 2222. Let them look back with regret. Let them wish they had stayed. Because your future now belongs to someone who will never place you second. They may be holding hands with someone new. But their heart is still trapped in the memory of what you gave. And that prison will echo your name forever. You're no longer waiting for an apology. Because the divine is replacing pain with power. And soon, your blessings will silence every lie spoken about you. Archangel Michael says, your spirit has been made stronger through fire. You're not bitter, you're reborn. And now, nothing fake can reach your energy. Type Amen to get blessing 2333. You may have been in the dark, but now the truth is your light. The betrayal they thought they hid so well is now being revealed in public ways. Karma doesn't always make noise, but it never forgets. Their phone is full of messages from you that they now reread in guilt. They didn't expect to miss the loyalty they discarded. But it's too late, the divine has sealed that door shut. You're no longer entertaining half-loves and broken promises. Because you're a soul made for more than confusion. And now, the angels are aligning a love that is loud, proud, and true. This next chapter won't require explanation. It will speak for itself. Because your glow will say what your mouth doesn't need to. Type Amen to get blessing 2444. They left because they believed you'd always be there. They thought their access to you was eternal. But now they're realizing, your energy is no longer available. You've grown. You've healed. You've become the person you needed when they abandoned you. And the world will feel it. You will walk into rooms, and the very air will change. Because healed energy is the most powerful energy. Archangel Michael says, let them mourn the version of you they lost. The new you has boundaries. And those who once manipulated you no longer have a seat at your table. Type Amen to get blessing 2666. You prayed for a future, and now you're about to receive a future they were never worthy to witness. What they did in secret is now being revealed. And what you did in silence is being honored. Your name is being written in someone's destiny who won't be afraid to say it out loud. Your presence will no longer be hidden or kept as a backup. You'll be chosen fully, freely, and fearlessly. Let this be your closure. Not their apology. Not their regret. But your healing, your peace, your growth. They were in a relationship, yes. But now you're in alignment. And nothing is more powerful than someone aligned with the truth. Type Amen to get blessing 2888. Let them watch you bloom. Let them watch your name rise in rooms they'll never enter again. You didn't lose, they did. They lost someone who prayed for them in the quiet. Someone who believed in them even in their absence. But now, it's your time to be surrounded by energy that matches your soul. The divine is proud of your strength. The angels have recorded your resilience. And now, heaven is responding. Archangel Michael says, this was never your ending, it was the breaking of chains. Now go forward. You're not wounded, you're awakened. Type Amen to get blessing 3003. Your eyes have cried enough, and now it's your spirit's time to rise. They betrayed you, thinking you would crumble, but your soul has only gotten stronger. What once hurt you is now fueling the fire of your divine transformation. They walked away from a rare kind of love that only the pure can offer. Now, they're stuck trying to fill the silence you left behind. But no matter how loud their world becomes, it won't echo the peace your presence once gave them. Their laughter with others will always be haunted by your memory. Because your absence has become louder than your presence ever was. And the one they're with now is already beginning to see the cracks in their foundation. Type Amen to get blessing 3111. You, on the other hand, are becoming unrecognizable, not because you changed for others, but because you're finally living for yourself. You are not cold, you are careful. You are not bitter, you are wiser now. You are walking away not with vengeance, but with grace. Because you understand, when the divine removes, it replaces. And what's coming next won't need to be begged for. Archangel Michael says, there is a divine reshuffling taking place in your favor. Your name is now being spoken by someone meant to love you fully. This is not the end of your love story, it's the clearing of a counterfeit. The one who hurt you has now become the warning for your future. You won't have to guess or wonder next time. Because this new season will be filled with clarity and peace. Type Amen to get blessing 3222. You prayed for forever, and they gave you fragments. You offered stability, and they chose the thrill of secrets. But nothing built on betrayal will ever last. Now, they are realizing what they left behind. Not just a partner, but a purpose. Not just love, but protection, prayer, and divine favor. They watched you suffer, and now the universe is making them watch you succeed. You're no longer seeking closure. Because heaven has closed that chapter with finality. Every time they see your name, they'll feel the weight of what they let go. Every blessing you receive will remind them they could have stood beside you, but chose not to. And the distance they created will now become their deepest regret. Type Amen to get blessing 3330. The one who's coming into your life now will feel like the answer you thought would never arrive. They won't just be present, they will be consistent. They won't hide you, they will honor you. Archangel Michael says, prepare your heart for restoration. The tables are turning, not in revenge, but in reward. Because what you sowed in silence is now returning multiplied. You will be loved out loud. You will be seen without asking. You will be chosen without question. They thought they could replace you with convenience. But your presence was never ordinary, it was sacred. And sacred can never be substituted. Type Amen to get blessing 3456. Let their choices be their burden, not yours. You're walking into a season of elevated worth, where no one dares to handle you with half-hearted energy. You're stepping out of survival and into sovereignty. You're no longer holding the pain, they are. Because the one who breaks something valuable will always pay the price for it. You are a mirror now, reflecting back everything they refuse to become. And that's why they can't look at you the same. Your strength is terrifying to the ones who thought you'd remain broken. Because the one who breaks something valuable will always pay the price for it. You didn't just move on, you've ascended. And your glow is speaking louder than your past ever could. Type Amen to get blessing 3666. You will see signs now, on receipts, license plates, clocks, confirming that your destiny has shifted. You will feel lighter. Because the spiritual baggage they left is no longer yours to carry. Their betrayal no longer defines you. Your comeback will. Your quiet healing is about to be the loudest testimony. People who once doubted you will now watch you rise. Even your enemies will have no choice but to respect the strength you showed. Because nothing is more powerful than a heart that didn't give up when it had every reason to. Archangel Michael says, your name is being written in light now, not in shadow. Every tear was fertilizer for your blessing. Every moment you felt unseen is now being reversed. Type Amen to get blessing 3888. Soon, someone will enter your life who was also betrayed, also broken, also healing. But together, you will create something unshakable. No games, no lies, just truth and healing. And when you hold their hand, you'll be grateful for everything that didn't work out before. Because the pain taught you what you will never accept again. And the lessons became your compass. The one you lost was never yours to begin with. They were a test, a mirror, a warning. But your future is not attached to their confusion. Let them drown in their own chaos. You are walking toward divine order. And nothing they say or do now can stop what heaven has already released for you. Type Amen to get blessing 4004.